Good evening, everybody. Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist. I am the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the very first platform in history for the eradication of dark skin discrimination, colorism, and darkism. I created this platform, which is the first in history, with this mission back in 1998. And the platform is called Dark. I apologize, it's dark, you guys can't see me, but what's important is the message that I want to get across here. I'm also in my quest to stop black women on YouTube from being stalked, threatened with death, and harassed. Um, I want to put out a call for investigative reporters to look into YouTube at channels that stalk black women, that threaten black women with death, and that incite hate speech. If you know of any investigative reporters, this is a story that's worthy of looking into. And I am a victim of death threats on YouTube. I'm a victim of being stalked on YouTube. And I'm a victim of harassment on YouTube. I apologize, y'all. You can't see me. Let me see something. If I could cut on the lights. We're not really supposed to be riding with the lights on, but let's see here, just so you guys can see me. I'm a victim of all of these things, but I'm by no means the only victim. And I'm here to fight for the victims because dark skin activism, make no mistake about it, is a humanitarian movement that fights for dark skinned people's equality. But it's a humanitarian movement that its tenets in terms of equality applies to all people. But black women, especially dark-skinned black women, our issues are ignored the most. And all I'm asking is for an investigative reporter or reporters to take a look at the YouTube channels, take an in-depth look at the videos, and you will see that there is harassment, death threats, terrorism, cyber stalking on these channels. If you take a look, you will see it. So if there's anybody out there that has contacts with an investigative reporter or with a producer on any of the, OWN network, let me just throw some names out there. CNN, Lifetime, Netflix. I want you to put me in contact with them or put them in contact with this sector of YouTube that incites so much hate towards black women. We've got to, the key here, folks, is an investigation. Understand me clearly that is the key. We've got to find somebody to at least look into allegations. Because the thing is, there's nobody that's really investigated this stuff. There's nobody, like I said, the Me Too movement has not reached the YouTube sector yet. They've did a great job of reaching other areas of society where women are treated horribly. But they haven't reached the black women on YouTube, and we have a story to tell about what's happened to us. Every last one of us that have been victims of certain people on YouTube, and there's a main person, we have a right to tell our stories. Reach out to some investigative reporters. Work with me. I already know that there's people that's going to work with me to do it. In fact, I just had a conversation with a person that is also working with me. And I want to say to you, I'm not going to say your name on here, but I just want to let you know that I appreciate all of your hard work and all of your compassion and all of your grace, because you get it. You understand that it's not right. Okay? You understand that there are channels on YouTube that attack, threaten, stalk black women, and it has to stop. And you know that it's happening because we're black women. And no one's talking about it, and no one's defending us because we are Black women. And that is the reason why I'm asking you guys to reach out to investigative reporters and send them an email, get their names, so that the Black women on YouTube, we can tell our stories. We have a right on YouTube to tell our stories too. We don't have access to the big platforms to promote our brands. We don't have access to all that stuff. You know? Give me a second here. That's why we came on YouTube. We came on YouTube to promote different things. Sorry about that, guys. I lost the stream connection. But I'm going to get this message out because it's for somebody to hear. Somebody out there got a connection with an investigative reporter. Someone out there has a connection with the producer. We, the women, the Black women on YouTube, we need a Netflix. We need a surviving story on Lifetime. We deserve that as well. Our stories deserve to be told. Everything, because there's people out there on YouTube that want to silence you. They want to silence me because I'm speaking out, and I won't stop speaking out. And so what they're doing is using intimidation tactics, trying to silence me with the stalking, the harassing, the death threats, all of that I've received in my, quest for justice. They're trying to silence me, but I'm not going to be quiet. And I'm going to encourage you to not be quiet either, to stand up and understand that you have a right to speak out. You have a right to speak out. Nobody can stop you from speaking out. We got certain rights. Okay? If you're stalked, if someone harasses you, if someone threatens your life, you have the right to speak out. You have a right to come to YouTube and not be threatened with death. That is your right. No one has a right to do to you. And I'm asking you, if you listening to this and you thinking about it, because some of you are listening to me, you listening to what I'm saying, you're hearing me, you're supporting me, and it's heavy on your mind, I'm telling you to take action. One of the things that you can also do is reach out to an investigative reporter so that we can tell our stories on YouTube on what has happened to us. Take action. And make sure, because this bears repeating, make sure that when you reach out to an investigative reporter, a producer, make sure you ask them to investigate cyber terrorism, cyber stalking, death threats of Black women on YouTube by certain channels. Make sure you tell them to look at videos and investigate this and do a story on this so that the world will know what Black women on YouTube are experiencing. We deserve to have our stories told, and you have the power in your hands to do it. We all have the power to do what is right. And I know I have an unshakable belief that at some point, someone is going to tell our stories on YouTube. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's a worthy story. It's worthy of being told. And I'm asking you, the people that's sitting back watching all of this, okay, to tell our stories. Yes, thank you. Please do call these people like Anderson Cooper, somebody mentioned. I'm sorry, I don't know who Hunter S. Thompson is, but if that's I want you to reach out to all of the investigative reporters around the United States so that our stories can be told. And somebody's going to listen to us. Somebody's going to listen. Just like you're here listening to me right now, which I appreciate your listening ear. I thank you for that, because you don't have to be here listening. But you choose to come on here and hear what I have to say and hear me out. We have got to find people that are in a position to tell our stories to the world, to hear us out. That's all we're asking, is to be heard. We want to be heard. We have a right to be heard. Black female voices on YouTube have long been suppressed in a way that has been threatening to us. Because what people will do is, if they don't like us for being Black, they will do certain things to silence us, which includes threatening us, which includes stalking us. And when I say threatening, I'm talking about death threats. Okay? What we need to tell any investigative reporter that you contact, whether it be Anderson Cooper, Don Lemon, y'all know some names that I don't even know. It's a lot of investigative reporters out here in the United States. But the main thing that you need to let these investigative reporters and the media know is that Black women on YouTube are being stalked, threatened with death, harassed on the. But I know that a lot of y'all got the message I'm trying to get across. I just need you to and ask these investigative reporters and producers. They do. That's their profession. Their profession is to investigate. That's why they're called investigative reporters. Dateline NBC is another one that comes to mind. 2020 is some names, the news magazine shows, just to give you some ideas on who to contact. You would contact you some ideas on who to contact. You would contact producers. You would contact the investigative reporters. You can go on. Well, again, we're asking for an investigation. All we're asking for is an investigation. And when these things are investigated, information is going to turn up. It's going. The only way that it won't turn up is if the people that are initiating death threats and violence against Black women and hate speech, if they decide to take down their videos, that's the only way that, the information won't turn up. But if these investigative reporters, which these people are professionals, if they go to YouTube and say, hey, they find some way to subpoena the videos on these abusive channels so that they can listen to the videos themselves, then they could still investigate it. But what we want, our goal to get justice, one of the ways that we want to get justice is for an investigation to be launched. That's the starting point right there. We can do this. I am confident that we can do this. The goal is to just get an investigation started. And we have seen in many instances when producers, investigative reporters started an investigation, some facts came out, some truth came out. And harassment, intimidation, threats, hate speech stopped. Because that's our goal. That's what we want to stop. We want to stop the hate on YouTube against Black women, a protected class. We are a protected class. We are women. Understand your status, Black women. Don't let anybody fool you. These people will try to intimidate you. And I feel bad for some of y'all because I know that you're not speaking out because you feel intimidated. I know that's the reason. They tried to do the same thing to me. But I want you to gather up your courage and your strength because you have it. It's in you. And simply reach out via email, via Twitter, Instagram, through mail, through phone calls, whatever connections that you may have. Reach out to an investigative reporter and ask. And I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not doing. Whatever I'm asking you to do, understand I am doing the same thing myself because I want justice for Black women on YouTube. I want justice. And I want you to make sure that you let the reporters or whoever you reach out to, let them know that that it's Black women. It's not 1, 2, or 3 Black women that's going through this. It's Black women in general. There's a lot of Black women that are going through the same thing. Don't let nobody fool you into thinking that it's just Rashida Strober. Okay? It's not just me. And that's another reason why I'm speaking out like this. Because I want to help I'm going to help. And I already know by speaking out, I'm already helping. By being honest enough and courageous enough to speak out about the harassment, the hate speech against Black women, the death threats against Black women, I'm already helping Black women in the process, making it better. Please also let the investigative reporters that you speak to know that there are underage girls who are being scrutinized in a sexual way by grown men on YouTube. Please let them know that. That's very important. That right there is very disturbing to me, because no grown man on YouTube should be scrutinizing a 14-year-old child, reproduction, if that child is not yours. It's not your place to do that. If you're engaged in that behavior, that's exploitation of that child. Please let these investigative reporters know this as well. Please. This is so important. And I've seen dark-skinned children, light-skinned children. It's both skin tones. Yes, I'm the dark-skinned activist, but I'm not going to be for injustice against someone just because they're not dark-skinned. I don't do that. It's got to stop at some point. Y'all gonna help me to make it happen. I believe in y'all. Thank you. Let's see, Crystal Marie. Crystal Marie said, thank you. I'll contact as many as possible. I'm trying to read y'all comments before I go out. Okay. Yes, you can, King Cobra. I named some other ones, Nina Jones. I named people like Kenneka Jenkins. That's the most, let me tell you, that case right there is very sad to me. That actually broke my heart when I saw the death party for Kenneka Jenkins. Y'all, this woman's dead body, please let the investigative reporters know about this as well. I saw an individual take this woman's dead body and plaster it all over the screen and collect money for singing songs in praise of her death. I don't know how much more of hate that could be towards Black women. That alone should make you want to contact YouTube, the FBI, an investigative reporter, the media, your congressman, because Black women can't even die in peace. Make sure you let the people that you contact know this. Black women, Kenneka Jenkins couldn't even die in peace. And I have the audio or the video audio of this death party for Kenneka Jenkins. Damn, I don't know if y'all remember her, but she died. I believe it was in a freezer. And the person just made I could not believe how more, it was sadistic. And I'm actually disgusted by it. It was sadistic. The world needs to know that this is happening to Black women. The world needs to know that this is allowed on YouTube to take place. The world needs to know that some people on YouTube are using their platforms to denigrate dead Black women. It's bigger than me. God just put me in a position to have to go through this. And I understand it. But I'm here because it's bigger than me. This is injustices that continue to go on. Kenneka Jenkins is probably the one that affected me the most, because I saw this woman's dead body. She's not even alive to defend herself. She can't talk for herself. And you would do this to a dead Black woman. That's the level of hate that these people on YouTube have for Black women. That they won't even let you rest in peace as a Black woman. They throw death parties for you as a Black woman. And it's not just Kenneka Jenkins, also Sansaray Smith. And it doesn't even matter if her death was confirmed. It's just the point of doing this. The idea that you would even do this in terms of celebrating someone's death is sickening to me. We need to let the Anderson Coopers, the Don Lemons, the Tamron Halls, the Dateline NBCs, the Dr. Phils, the OWN Network, the Iyanla Van Zants, they all need to be investigating this and putting it on the media. We have got to do this, y'all. Y'all have got to stand with me. Stand with me tonight. Stand with me. I know it's some people out here. Please write your letters, contact these people, and let them know about these things. Thank you, King Cobra. I am so appreciative of the people that are with me on this, that understand. Y'all love and y'all compassion and y'all humanity gives me a lot of strength. God is my strength in all things. But the people that are for justice and for humanity and have compassion, y'all have witnessed this. I want to say special thank you to Covert Radio. I cannot thank him enough, because he's made a great contribution to exposing the death threats and the violence against Black women online. He's been the people on YouTube that's done it, but we've got to do this on a bigger level. We need an entire investigation into the hate speech, the death threats, and the violence against Black women on YouTube. Stand with me. Contact these investigative reporters. Contact the media. Stand with me to do this. Please. Stand with me to do this. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. I wish I could read all of y'all comments, but I can't read all of y'all comments because I'm driving. But I believe that we're going to get this done. I believe that people are going to reach out to the media, and we're going to get an investigation on a massive level like we've never seen before into hate speech and death threats and violence against Black women online. I believe it in my heart and soul, and this is a part of my contribution to my community, to humanity, because no one deserves to be threatened. No one deserves to have their life threatened. No one deserves to have death parties when they're dead and they cannot defend themselves. Nobody deserves that. Y'all know that. No one deserves that. No one deserves that. It's rather inhumane. And so that we can have an investigation into this. And the channels with the hate speech and the death threats. That's important because, okay, the videos are where the evidence lies. Point of the channels and the videos. Yes. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you want to contribute to my campaign, you can go to my Cash App, which is $Rashida I also want to let you guys know that I have a show coming out real soon. Stay tuned for updates. And I also have a book that I wrote that I'm just in the process of editing. Sorry about that. It's buffering. But as I was saying, I have a book that's coming out called Inventing Dark Skin Activism, the Rashida Strober story. I want you guys to look out for that book. I'll be making an announcement real soon. You guys got a message.